How you doing today, world? You know who this is. This is Jason Roy Llewellyn Miller. Yes, a lot of things have changed. I know you noticed I did get a haircut and I got a shave and had to clean it up a little bit. But before I go any further, I'm actually coming to you today from a very, very, very special place. I'm actually right now sitting live in the Ramblewood Diner. And this is one of the most classic places in South Florida, in Margate, Florida. And it's right off the Atlantic before you get to Ramblewood. Bro, let me tell you, if you're an older person or more developed in years, I would recommend you stop by. The friends, and I say the friends, not even the staff, but the friends here are amazing. The staff here is almost like family. They are like family. They become a family after a while. I mean, even in the bathroom, they're actually autographed sports memorabilia from more developed years on the wall, so you can definitely get a chance to appreciate it. However, that's not the reason why I'm here today to talk to you about the diner, but I wanted to take the time out to share that with you because I believe it was important. Now, as I'm speaking, I'm actually being served with a fresh fruit salad that you will not believe, and to show you how amazing it is here at the Ramblewood Diner, I'm just going to give you a small glimpse. Yeah, baby. Yeah. That's what I'm talking about. Alright? Anyway, I won't get carried away. I just want to take the time out, not only just share with you and show you my day, because I changed my appearance. I want you to know exactly where I am and what I'm doing because I do it every time. But I also want to take the time out to say, thank you for everyone out here who went out and supported my purchasing book. Right now I'm actually going through the process with Barnes& and Noble and, to rectify what happened with my accounts. With Barnes& and Noble, the reason why the compensation hasn't been put into the account. Now I understand that with Bancorp Bank, which is the first bank account that was actually linked to my Barnes& and Noble account, there were some issues with getting sales coming in, and Bancorp Bank actually misplaced a lot of that funds. So I have to deal with Bancorp Bank, I have to deal with Barnes& and Noble, but because I was a victim of identity theft, it kind of limited my ability to be able to be progressive or maximize in a lot of ways. And I'm not going to complain about it because guess what? Every cloud has a silver lining. But guess what? You won't see the silver lining unless it's a cloudy day. And on most cloudy days, the sad part, most people cover up and hide from the clouds. They don't pay attention to the silver lining. Now, the silver lining in the cloud today is that I have life. Honestly, I have life, and I'm thankful for it. I was able to fellowship with some of my brothers just yesterday in the men's fellowship at the Greenville Christian Center International at the main sanctuary in Fort Lauderdale. And oh, Pastor Ed really, really shared a lot of things that was close to my heart, and it did help me out every time I go there. But being there actually, it helped me to embrace a certain sense of peace. And it's strange because I already had peace before, but it kind of reminded me to rest in God's grace and lean on God's peace. So I want to tell you, take the time to remind you to do the same thing, all right? Because guess what? Life is going to happen. Changes are going to come constantly. And we're not going to be able to do anything about it. Some of the things we're going to be able to adapt to, other things we're just not going to be able to adapt to. So things we're not going to be able to adapt to right away, like Bruce Lee said, you have to be liquid. But how you become liquid is by becoming at peace first. Because if you're not at peace, you can always have tension with that situation. And for me, I had to deal with a lot of situations, and I had to have a lot of peace. Now, I know you notice I lost a lot of weight. And for most people, when they're big, they go through gastric bypass surgery and a lot of things to lose weight. I do things a little different. In that transition of me being liquid, I was able to shed 80 pounds, regain my health. And, granted, there are some things that I was concerned because, like I told you, I still have my band on. I was in the hospital at our Coral Springs Medical Center over the weekend. I was in there for about 3 times, I believe. In a day and a half, I was in there for 3 times. The pain in my chest, honestly, I couldn't explain it. Now, the doctors, they did. First off, I absolutely hate needles. I saw a friend of mine, something happened to them using a needle, so from that day on, I had kind of a stigma towards it. Now, I haven't been to hospital in over a decade because I don't like needles. I don't like giving blood. I don't like any of that. And wound up voluntarily going to the hospital 3 times in a day, within an 18-hour, 24-hour period, just to find out what is going on. And let me tell you, every single time I went in, they got me twice. So not just 6 times, but 3 times. They got me 2 extra times because two of the times my veins actually collapsed altogether because I was out of blood. So they were just there going, they call fishing when they kind of Try to, okay, let's find it. They throw the through the IV, and then they kind of fish around, and then they got to flush it out. And sometimes they use a cold one, and the whole body feels cold, and they use a hot one in their arm. I'm not gonna complain. I was able to actually get my health taken care of, and I'm still in the process, and I'm still working on that. So to the people at the Cold Springs Medical Center who did take the time out to look at me, I want to say thank you. Gus, Cold Springs Medical Center, he was my nurse. I love you, Gus. You're the man. You are the man, Gus. All right, but anyway, keeping it moving right along. I want to just cut this short, and I just want to take the time to say this. The purpose that God has for you in your lifetime, sometimes you miss it by focusing on the small stuff. A lot of you noticed last year I was very strategic with my going after organo gold for being a pyramid scam and taking my money. And a lot of people got tied into the process. One of the peace I got by going to church and fellowship with my brothers is the peace to really let that go. You know, one of the things God showed me in the midst of the pastor preaching, pastor talking about vision. And I got up and I shared about my vision. And after I shared about my vision, one of the things I got peace on is God says, listen, don't complain over spilt milk. And I didn't understand it at first. But then it came to my heart again as I was talking to my cousin, my younger cousin. He said, don't argue over spilt milk. Pastor said, you are wired for greatness. And that's been resonated in my heart ever since. I am wired for greatness. And that's the reason why so many things I've touched me that just explodes into success. And they're doing everything that they can to try to stop it, try to hold it back and hide it. Oh, thank you so much. Thank you. But there's nothing we can do about it. And so for me personally, I want to make sure that you know that yes, you are wired for greatness. And don't you forget that. But in saying that, you know, like I said, God let me know, don't argue for spilled milk. You earn the money, they stole the money. You can keep fighting them until your life is gone. Don't waste time with that. Focus your time. I'm telling you, I have to. I told you, Rebel Market, Rebel Diner, we're family here. How you doing, Tom?
Doing great. How you doing?
Doing good. They actually saved my life while I was here the other day. This is one of the staff members.
Hello, sweetheart. I'm Tracy. Hi. I'm going home now.
Have a good one there. They literally, last week Sunday, I was here almost passed out on the floor. They actually came in like hawks and helped me up and helped take care of me and get me better. So again, when God is doing things, you don't complain. And again, remember that you're wired for greatness. I'm out of time. I gotta get on top of this food, and they're closing in a few minutes. But remember, you're wired for greatness. And as far as you, Organo Gold, and everybody who got manipulated or got tied into it in one way, shape, or form, I pray that you find the fullness of God. Because sometimes, my pastor said, you know, we get caught up with the things that we get. We get good things, but they're not God things. Focus on the God things, not necessarily good things. That's my time. This is Jason Rollwell and of course you know where to find me and how to reach me. But as always, my prayer for you is that you experience God's fullness for your life. Not just being alright, not just when you're out there, but the fullness. God said I came that you might have life more abundantly. And I pray that you experience that fullness of life. God's bless. God, as always, God bless. God's bless.
So his word is what helps define me. So for me and for he indeed and for